welcome to Women's Footy. Thanks to NAB. I'm Brihony Dawson and I'm joined again this week by 2019 All-Australian and netball enthusiast Ash Brazill. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me again.
I need to say, you do look absolutely fabulous today, mate. Are you in a Brihony Dawson special there?
Well, meeting you last week, I did stalk your Instagram and have come dressed as you, so apologies that we do look a little bit the same.
You look great today.
I feel like I am
little
rocking
twinsies over here. Great. All right, well, follow us on socials on Instagram and Twitter at Women's Footy AFL. Let's get stuck into the round 7 results now. You can see that the Bulldogs defeated the Cats at Whitten Oval on Friday, and Adelaide absolutely pumped the Giants on Saturday at Henson Park. And Carlton just too good for the Saints yesterday, keeping them to the equal lowest score in AFL history, and a good one for Richmond over in the West, defeating the Eagles as well. And then we had that round 11 match with the Brisbane versus the Gold Coast Suns, and the Lions were just absolutely too good for the Suns. So let's get stuck into our news headlines for Nilex, experts in watering. Well, the first one there is the Tigers smash the Eagles out west. That was so good.
Yes, and we are seeing teams go across west. We've seen Collingwood last week. Now we're seeing Richmond, both coming off losses, going across playing Eagles. And I don't know if it's the culture getting on that plane, being around each other for the week, but they are getting the win against the Eagles. But what was great is we saw Meg McDonald, a replacement player, got picked up early at the start of this year, kicking her first goal. So I think this is her 4th game in, but kicking her first goal. You see the team get around her. You've got to love a first goal.
And there it is, absolutely fantastic. And the girls get around her as well, and you've got to love your first goal in AFLW. Continuing the feel-good theme there, Akesh McCourt-Chut kicked her first goal in her AFLW career as well. And a watershed moment after returning to Perth after 2 years without seeing her family and her friends due to COVID. And she had, I think, about 40 family members at the game. So this would have been a really special moment to kick a goal in front of them after not seeing them.
And she's just a beautiful human. I was lucky enough to play with her in WA. She loves her family. She loves her teammates. I think it would just be the icing on the cake there, just getting that goal. And she's a beautiful person, like I said before, so really happy for her.
And you can see her here just really getting into the song at the end, isn't she?
All of them. They're so passionate. And you love a good win, especially on the road, like I said before. They obviously gelled in this game, and it was a great game to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into the next headline. The Blues annihilate the Saints yesterday to gain a much-needed win for them.
Yeah, much-needed win, and it's hard for the Saints, obviously not kicking a goal in the game, but we did know that Carlton did need to get this win, and they got the win pretty convincingly. But you do see a lot of them, they know it's just one step in the right direction. They still have a lot of work to go.
Yeah, Carlton's flying first half as well really is what won them the game, and they were just too good for the Saints, who are still at rock bottom.
Still at rock bottom, but like we said, they are in. It's their first couple of years into the league. We do see it with the teams that have come in, and so it is hard. They do have a new coach. You can see the promising, I guess, growth with the Saints, but they need to lower their eyes, see their options, but they are just going long down the line. So
yeah,
you hope for the Saints to get up, but it is going to be a long year for them.
Yeah, I'd love to see Matten and Greiser just step up a little bit more as well, and be some really good targets down forward and start kicking some goals and taking some contested marks. So do you think the Saints can get a win this season?
Oh, well, we've seen who they're about to play. It is going to be tough, but we've seen it all year. Sometimes the favourites aren't going to win it. You saw it with the Crows last week and the Bulldogs. You just never know. They are a team you cannot take lightly. I am hoping for a win, but I just think probably, who am I saying? I reckon it's going to be the Saints versus the Cats here. That was going to be the game that can be challenged. Oh, and the next game against the Giants. That's going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, I think they'll come away with the win there. So let's talk about the Crows absolutely destroying the Giants. They really tore them apart.
Yeah, and so they should,
Yeah.
I think their last week's game shocked everyone, probably even shocked them. They were on the road here. They knew, any team that were going to come up against the Crows this week, you knew they were coming to play, and play they did. They were great from the get-go as well.
And, it could have been a lot uglier if the Crows had a kick straight as well.
Yeah, they did 11 behinds in the end, so I think the Crows know they've got more to offer. They definitely needed to show the rest of the league that, that was just a one-off. And it is great. You want to have your loss in the season, not in finals. So they timed it well. I think the concern they have, it wasn't picked up on the vision, but Erin Phillips went down late with a knee injury, hobbled off. So hopefully it was just a little stinger for Erin, but she's someone you definitely want in your side for the rest of the year.
And we spoke about the Giants last week when they only managed to score during the dying moments, and they were held to their lowest score ever yesterday. Here's coach Alan McConnell after the game.
Look, the scoreboard is embarrassing. We can't hide from that. That's how it is. But I am proud of our girls' effort. I thought, we've struggled to score for the last couple of weeks, and I felt that created a disconnect within our group last week that wasn't present today. And so in that context, I'm really proud that, the potential when it happens a second week in a row is that it gets worse, not better. And I thought that our effort and our energy around the ball was really good. What Adelaide showed us is if you want to be a good team in this competition, you've got to be able to execute.
And so after performances like this, I mean, we always sort of ask these questions. Should McConnell be worried about his job right about now, or has he got a little bit of leeway, do you reckon?
Oh, you never want to call for a coach's head, but you look at, I guess, his history. He's done well. It's like 2018, 2019, 2020, all in the top four. Obviously, they didn't make finals going off how the fixture were. It was either the top two or in a conference. So they started well, but you look at last year, they came ninth. You're looking at this season now, they're not getting the wins that they want to get. The team love him, but it's going to be very hard. And do they need a change? Is it in the coaching role? Is it in the team? The team have stayed together for the last few years the same, so they've only had a couple changes. It's going to be tough because they're not sitting in a really good position at the moment.
So what do you think they need to do to resurrect their season?
For me, it's just, I guess, having a breath. I feel like they lose as soon as they get one goal on them. They started really well this game. The first 10 minutes they were in it, but they just weren't able to get it into the inside 50. They need to calm down when they've got possession, but when they don't have possession, they need to be sticking those tackles. You look here, it's minus 75 disposals. So when you don't have the ball, normally your tackles are up, but they're still -6, and these are just the stats of the last two games. So to have negatives in all of those, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Premiers make an emphatic statement as well.
Oh, they do, and that's what they do, isn't it? They're full of class. Doesn't matter who they are. We got Brisbane here. I know they started slow game one, but they're getting better and better and better. And this was the game. It was a derby. They put their foot down and they just went for it. And they almost got to 100 points. It's unbelievable.
Huge. And the Gold Coast were riding a brilliant wave of form, but the Lions just completely outclassed them from the very first ball. Taylor Smith got her revenge on the Suns, who delisted her in 2020, and she got 3 goals against her old club.
3 goals, and what better way to stamp your foot? And I know 2020 getting delisted, it is tough, but you just go to the team across the road, and to play like this, it's great. But I know whenever you play against your old team, it doesn't matter how many years it's been, you just want to beat them and you want to beat them well. So Brisbane definitely done it for her. But like you said, Gold Coast, they've been good. We've talked about them this year. I thought they're crowd favourites for me. You want to see them do well, but Brisbane, they're definitely hitting their stripes when it counts.
And they're taking in some good form to their clash with Melbourne on Monday night. That is going to be a game between 2 premiership contenders. How are you feeling about that one?
Sorry, missed that last bit.
You're just ripping their little page.
My page.
Brisbane playing Melbourne on Monday night. Obviously, 2 premiership contenders. How do you feel about it?
I'm excited. I know you're probably going to go Brisbane, but I'm all for Melbourne. I think they're in very good form at the moment, and it's going to be an exciting game.
Awesome. Okay, and the Dogs extend their winning streak to 3. Geez, they were good, weren't they? You love to see them play so well.
They were really good, and 5 games in 21 days. You're not expecting after game 5 to be performing like this. And Bonnie Toogood, wasn't she great? So many disposals, 2 goals. She's looking in form.
Yeah, she looks absolutely fantastic. She looks fit. She looks like she's really, really hungry for the ball at the moment. It was a low-scoring affair, though. The Dogs were able to get over the line against a very gallant Geelong, but they sort of did let themselves down a bit. 3 goals 10 with their goal kicking, but still had a little bit too much for the Cats.
Yeah, no, and the Cats, they're doing great. And like I said about the other games that they are new to the competition. They're doing really well. Exactly the same thing. They are just bombing it down the line. The teams that are winning at the moment, they're lowering their eyes. They're hitting targets. They're putting pressure on the other teams by doing that. But I think the Dogs are in really good form at the moment. The fact that they beat Adelaide last week, I think now they're the ones actually putting their foot down, saying we're in this competition even though they're sitting out of the top 6.
Yeah, and Nathan Burke was happy to come away with what he called an ugly win.
I am in the end. I wasn't during it at certain stages. Certainly wasn't happy at quarter time. Second quarter was good, and then we battled through the last half. But sometimes you have to win ugly, and I put that down as an ugly win.
I'll take it. It's an ugly win, but I'll take it. Do you reckon the Dogs can make a run for the finals now?
I think they can, and you look at the way that they're performing and the way that the coach is talking. In fact, he's talking about an ugly win. If you watch the game, you would have seen him have a spray at the team at the first quarter and the third quarter. So the team definitely respond to him when he has that aggression. So I reckon if the coach can show that aggression, the team definitely lift.
Well done. All right, that was the news headlines. Thanks to Nilex Recycled Water Hoses. Water like a Nile expert, available at Bunnings. Coming up, Western Bulldogs, Bonnie Toogood after the break. Welcome back to Women's Footy for NAB, who are giving away $10,000 to a local footy club. Simply scan the QR code on your screen or visit nab.com.au/footy is back to enter. Well, she's an absolute superstar. Please welcome her to the show, Bonnie Toogood. How are you, Bonnie?
Everyone. Hello, how are we?
Thanks for joining us, mate, from the front seat of your car there.
Yes, I'm in the front seat of my car. I've got a coaching course I've got to go into after this, so I thought I should just all push it into one, and here I am in my front seat.
Future coach, Bonnie. Sounds exciting, but 3 wins on the road. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great. We had a bit of a slow start, I guess, to the season, but to get 3 in a row, it's always a nice feel around the club when you're winning. So, yeah, really proud of everyone and proud of the girls, and hopefully we keep our season on track now that it's back on track, I guess. So, yeah, we'll keep it rolling.
Bonnie, have you done anything different to sort of turn the season around and get some wins on the board?
Not necessarily different. I think we've just focused on how we want to move the ball a little bit better and been a bit more on top of our efficiency and just getting the Bulldogs brand of football going. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on. And the past 3 weeks, we've been 3 games, I should say, we've got that rolling, and we did it again Friday night. So, yeah, we're not necessarily different. I think we've just got the games on our terms and, yeah, really enjoying it.
And you look at the stat board that we just showed, and the stats are just going up and up and up, which you wouldn't think would happen after 5 games in 21 days. Surely the bodies are tiring. I know you've got a young list still, but how are you feeling? That's a lot of games in a short amount of time.
It is a lot of game in a short amount of time. And as you said, Braz, like we do have a young list. So maybe that's really working to our advantage at the moment. I'm feeling every bit of 24 at the moment. But yeah,
so
no.
Old. So old.
Every bit of it. Whoa, Bonnie, chill out. 24. Are you okay, mate?
With our list, I'm a veteran. So there you go. But definitely it's been difficult, but we did the 3 games in 10 days not too long ago, so it's almost like we're conditioned to that at the moment. So about to head into our next one. It's hard, but we get all our recovery right and we're able to back up at the moment, which is good.
Good to hear. Bonnie, you're also having a career best season this year, and you just look really good. You look strong, you look really fit, and you're just taking some great marks and kicking some goals. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm really just enjoying what I'm doing out there at the moment. I'm just really focused, know what I need to do. I'm trusting my body and my strength and you know, playing the game to that. And yeah, just really enjoying it with my teammates, as you can see there in the celebration, very full on. But yeah, just enjoying my footy, playing with my mates, and it's making me really present in the moment, and it's helping me play good footy.
And a player that I love watching you link up with is Ellie Blackburn. She set up the club games record of 43 last night. What's it like playing with her? Because I feel like you, Ellie and Lamb all have this great connection with each other.
Yeah, look, we're pretty good mates off the field as well, so I think that helps. But yeah, with Ellie, like Ellie and Lammy, I know coming out of a stoppage, if it's coming out to the right, like Ellie could be kicking it to me. If it's coming out to the left, most likely Lammy's on her way. But on Friday night, the three of us had moments where we were able to link up with each other. And I've played with them for 5 years now, so I know how they move. And I just want to be as present for them as I can be up forward, just so they have someone to kick to. I love playing with them. I love our chats out on the field when we're trying to problem solve and figure it all out. But I really enjoy playing with those two and the rest of the team, of course.
No, you can absolutely tell, mate. All right, Ash, I'm going to throw over to you for the analyzer for Pillar Products roller blinds exclusively at Bunnings.
Oh, my favourite segment. If we just roll it here, Bonnie. So just going to take you through one of the plays that we saw on the weekend. So we have it here. Moody took a beautiful mark defensively and she's on top of the 50 here. Most teams would look inside the 50 looking at the hot spot. You see here what Geelong do is they put all their players in the middle of the 50 just to make sure it doesn't go long, making it a 50-50 battle. What you guys do really well is you lower your eyes, risky kicks but rewarding kicks, and they hit Lamb on the chest and it's a quick play on. And you take that beautiful lead. But what Geelong did, bringing, I guess, all of their defenders into the middle, is it leaves space on the wings. And what we saw there was you lead out very strongly and kick a beautiful goal. Is that something you guys have worked on the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely something that we look to lower our eyes coming into the 50, but it's also with how Geelong's set up with having a few spare back, we had to be a bit smarter with how we moved in to our forward line. So as soon as I saw that Moody took that risky kick and that Lammy was there rolling onto her left, I was like, I've got a huge pocket of space here to lead into. So it's definitely something that we worked on against Geelong, just with how they like to set up defensively, and we couldn't play into their hands by kicking to all the spares that they have there. So we lowered the eyes, and on that occasion I got on the end of it.
All right, well, that was the analyzer thanks to Pillar Products, who've got you covered inside and out. Shutters, roller blinds, window film exclusively at Bunnings. I just want to talk about one more thing while we've got you there, Bonnie. The third-year dog, Elizabeth Georgia Stathis, had a breakout game on Friday. 23 disposals, 4 inside 50s, 6 tackles and a goal. That is a bloody good day at the office.
It's a very good day at the office.
It was very good from her on the weekend, on Friday night. She's just the toughest person I've really played with. Like, she just goes into contests, goes about her business, is not afraid to take the hard hits. But I love that she got the reward of all her hard work on Friday night. Us linking up, beautiful. The two Italians linking up there, beautiful work by her. But she's an awesome kid, and she's just playing some really good footy. She was everywhere, working hard on the offensive end there, and also on defensively. She's just such a tough nut. I'm really proud that she's able to get a bit of recognition for what she does, and she really balances out our midfield with Ellie and Lammy and Fitzy in there.
And Bonnie, back to you, just because you did mention that you are at a coaching course. What's the future goal in the coaching department?
I don't mind the old coaching, I guess. I've dabbled in it in the past, but I do love the whole idea of getting a team in together and moving in one direction. Potentially, it's something I want to do post my career, but I'm a bit of a footy nuffy, so to learn more about the game and get more knowledge, and then hopefully set myself up for later on down the track. And I really do enjoy coaching and helping people develop and connecting people. So definitely something I want to look to doing later on. But right now, I better get in there soon.
Yeah. Well, Bonnie, now that you're 24 and a veteran of the game, it's good that you're looking to expand your skills there. Thanks for joining us, Bonnie. You do not go home empty-handed. All guests on Women's Footy take home a Samsonite luggage package. Where there's live sport, Samsonite is there too for innovative travel and business solutions. Visit samsonite.com.au. Xena Sport is a valued NAB customer as well. The Xena Z1 and Youth Vest are a fantastic way to ensure that we are empowering and protecting female athletes of all ages, particularly those who play contact sports. Available at xenasport.co. Also, you're going to get a Spinal Ease pillow. The best pillow in the world is at spinaleze.com.au and a $50 McCafe gift card as well. Try the Aussie Angus burger at Macca's. Thanks for joining us, Bonnie.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, up after the break, we've got Adelaide defender Sarah Allan. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Women's Footy for NAB. We are here at the McCafe with Nadia again. Give me a wave, Nadia. Hello. Try a deluxe iced coffee at McCafe today. All right, we are going to welcome now Sarah Allan from the Adelaide Crows. How are you, Sarah?
Hi, good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, good. Sarah, it must be really nice to get the win after your first loss of the season, and it was a strong performance on the road.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice way to respond, and it's how we wanted to head into the weekend.
And what did Coach Matty Clark have to say during the week after that loss to the Bulldogs?
We just used it as a lot of learnings, and he really just wanted to make sure we took the most out of the game because we want to get better, and that's a big thing for him is making sure we learn from our mistakes. And from that game, there were still positives to take, but definitely to learn and respond in a positive way.
Yeah, and Sarah, you personally, you're having another consistent season. Is there anything that you put your game down to and training-wise that you really focus on to make sure your game's so consistent?
I just have really great coaches around me at the football club, and and also our defensive unit is so great to work with. We just work for each other, and I think it really brings the best out of each other.
And you can see yourself here. You're a perfect athlete, crediting the coaches. I would love to hear that if I was a coach. But you undersell yourself because you always just seem to be in the right spot. So, I'm putting it down for you is just making, the way you read the game is second to none. Have you played footy ever since you were young, or is footy a new thing for you?
Yeah, so I did Auskick when I was 5, so I've been fortunate to play football from a young age. My parents got me involved early, so I had breaks in between, but pretty fortunate to play most of the way through.
All right, Sarah, your teammate, Ev Marinoff, is our AFLPA MVP nomination this week. You can cast your vote at aflpa.com.au. She had 22 disposals and a whopping 16 tackles. Ebony is a player who does it at both ends.
Yep, she's having an amazing season, and she's just taken it to another level, which is amazing to see.
She's also the first player in the AFLW history to reach 1,000 disposals. So you can just tell there she's touching the ball a lot of times. But another player that is also brilliant alongside Ebony is Anne Hatchard. How do you find your team has such a powerful midfield? What is it like having, I guess, a great midfielder week in, week out? You know that they're going to get the ball.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have so many players around the ball who can win the football but also use it well. And I think they all just work so well together, and we have such a variety as well in there.
And I know that we talk about them a lot because they're superstars in their own right, but are they the reason, one of the reasons why Adelaide are so consistently dominant?
They are the engine room, they work up and down the ground, so it definitely helps. And I think last week just shows how important all the areas are that working together. It's not just about defence or midfield or forward, it's about working together, and they are definitely the team that brings us together.
Yeah, and you can see those stats there. It's they're pretty much going toe-to-toe in every area there. Disposals, contested possessions, metres gained. Anne's got a couple more marks.
They're pretty much the same player if you look at these stats. They're unbelievable. You wouldn't know who to pick if you had to pick one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ash Woodland continued her great form, again kicking 2 goals, which makes it 12 for the season. 16 is the best ever in an AFLW season, which means she's on track at the moment to break a record this season.
Yeah, it's amazing to see, obviously with Ash coming into our squad and really showing what she can do this season. And I'm just keen for her to keep kicking goals and be up there with the rest of the best forwards in the comp.
Fantastic. All right, well, Eb Marinoff was our vote for the AFLPA MVP of the week, thanks to snaffle.com.au. Coming up, Carlton's dual All-Australian Darcy Vescio. welcome back to Women's Footy for NAB, supporting footballers from NAB AFL Auskick to the big time. We now welcome Darcy Vescio via Zoom. Darcy, you there?
Yes, thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
Darcy, massive win yesterday, keeping the Saints goalless. Must win for you guys. How are you feeling today?
Wake up pretty well after a win. But we came out of the game feeling really satisfied with how we played. Obviously, it was a dominant win, which is what we wanted. So, feeling good.
And I just feel like yesterday, Darcy, you were able to sort of break open your own game and play your style of footy as well.
Yeah, it was a pretty, I thought we shared the ball really well. We were able to use each other around the ground, and we're a much better team when we sort of open up the ground. So for me, the opportunities were coming in, which is awesome. And it was just fun to play good team footy, I think.
And going off your post-match interview, we don't have footage of it, Darce, but you looked still a bit in shock or a little bit like disappointed, but still, I guess, excited that you won. But you can tell that real athlete side is you're stepping into that leadership role, that you know that there's still so much to grow in your team. And what is it like being a leader and still trying to push your girls further each week?
Yeah, I suppose as you progress in your career, your priorities do shift and change, and you probably do get a better perspective on the game. For me, like being a leader at the club, you want to be able to build sustained success, and it's not just about whether you can get wins and losses during the season. It's about how you're playing, how people feel around the club, and whether or not, I guess, people really buy into the culture and want to be there for years to come. So I guess for me, there's heaps of stuff we can be working on as a team. We've got a relatively young group, so I feel like it's a personal responsibility to be able to show those younger players the way, and hopefully build sustained success over years.
Yeah, well said, Dus. We saw a couple of your highlights there, a couple of goals yesterday. You've had an incredible career so far. What are some of the things that you're most proud of?
I don't know. I feel like it's been a roller coaster of a career. I feel like my best footy's been pretty good. The lows have been fairly low, but I've been really proud of how I've sort of built into an athlete the past couple of years. I feel like those first few years I was kind of just finding my feet. Had a good year the first year, but then really went away and tried to become a better athlete, a better runner, put into practice better habits and that sort of thing. And I think that's where we're at in the competition. You can't just rely on your talent or your skill, how you can read the ball. You've got to be able to do everything else. So, I feel like I've been able to evolve with the league, which, is something I'm personally proud of.
Yeah, because I heard you say in an interview recently as well that this is sort of the first season where you've really felt like an athlete and your body is becoming athletic and that kind of thing. And that just goes with the progression of the league and you evolving with it? Yeah.
You sort of have to. Like, I've always relied on my skills and reading the ball ever since I was a junior. So I have never really done proper preseason and that sort of thing before coming into AFLW, and that's my own fault. I'm sure my dad and teammates would be saying that they told me to go for a run for many years. But it's a lot of fun being able to learn what your body's capable of, and you can play much better footy when you're a lot fitter. And you can see players like Ash Brazill, Aaron Phillips, like what it's like to be a full-time athlete and how they move around the field. And that's what we want to be.
Oh, very humbling, Das, but you can just see, and like we've talked about it on the show, is that the last 5-6 years, everyone's just becoming more athletic, looking like athletes as well, and the game is changing, and we love seeing that. Das, I want to take the heat off you and ask a question about one of your teammates. Maddie Prasparkas, 20 disposals, another amazing game by her. What's it like playing with her and having someone like with her game style being able to kick the ball into you in the forward line?
Oh, yeah, Mads is awesome. She's, obviously such a natural footballer. She always looks like she has so much time and space out there. And I feel like as the years go on, she's also learning how to bring others into the game even more, and becoming an even better teammate. So, yeah, I think she's someone who's still got so much to learn and grow in her own game. And she's already an incredible player. So I can't wait to see how much further she takes her own personal progression. But yeah, she's a great teammate. She's my locker buddy. So I feel that extra connection with her. We share all our things. So yeah, it's really nice.
And someone else that's been really consistent this year, Georgia G. I just loved watching her yesterday. She was absolutely everywhere, and she sort of flies under the radar, but she's so dominant.
Yeah, she is such an important player for us. The way she covers the field. Often there'll be plays where things go really well, and you'll see like Georgia's started the chain, and then she's ripped back to goal and she's gotten involved. But yeah, Georgia's such a selfless player. She's such a good deliverer of the ball, so I love being on the end of her kicks. And she's just a little workhorse. Like, she just goes about her business. She hardly says a thing, but she's always doing everything she can to ensure the team's up and about. So yeah, love playing with Georgia.
And another great player in your team, Bree Moody, kicking a few goals in this game. What do you make of her game?
Yeah, Moods has been awesome this season. Obviously, she came off a really dominant season last year. But I feel like we've seen an evolution in her game as well. Obviously, adding a few goals to her game yesterday. I feel like she's gotten a lot stronger the past couple of years. Like, I remember, I think it was last preseason, like looking at the weight she was putting on the bar, I was like, oh, Moody's getting strong. Like, she's starting to use that strength. I was like, look out, because she's the fastest person in our team. And I feel like people, you'll see people try to take her on the field, and she gets them every time because she's so quick. So
is that something that you've noticed in most of the players, that the gym program and the way the girls lift has just gone to another level? Because that's something I've noticed in Collingwood from year one to now. The gym programs are completely different.
Yeah. I feel like probably, the S&C had to give us a baseline at the start. So it was, really basic sort of stuff. And I think a lot of the players probably thought it was just like a side thing that you could opt in or opt out of, like you didn't really need it. Like, I remember I used to think gym was only if you wanted to go to stereo. So I didn't understand how it could help you athletically. But I think, now players are understanding that it helps every aspect of footy. And, it's not just about lifting heavy, it's about lifting, faster, and having dynamic movements that sort of mimic what you do on the field. So it's been awesome sort of having that progression in the S&C, the way it's been presented to us. And I think our knowledge base is a lot better than when we first started.
And one other player I want to talk to you about is Keely Shearer. Had 11 disposals and a goal yesterday, and got the Rising Star nom a couple of weeks back as well. Can you tell us a bit about her?
Yeah, she's a ripper. Like, she came into pre-season. She's got quite good skills, but I remember, like, she's not a huge player, but her run ability and the way she handles the ball. I remember at the first training session, I was really taken aback, and I thought, like, she's really strong in the air, and she doesn't back down from a contest. So I think having her in and around the footy, like the run she gives us, and she's just a very reliable player. Like, even though she's only 18, but just super reliable. You know what you're going to get, and she always puts pressure on. So she's been awesome to watch, and I think she's only going to get so much better. So it's exciting.
And Dus, one thing that we all know you guys do is fly in, fly out on chartered flights, but it's not really talked about. What's it like flying on a chartered flight, for one? But next week you've got the GWS, so I'm assuming you're going to be flying over there. Your game's not until 7 o'clock at night, and then you've just got to sit around and wait for the actual game to fly back. Do you guys, is there prep that goes into it? Do you talk about it, or is it just pack your bags, get on a flight and head over?
Yeah, we probably have spoken a bit more about it this season, because travel is a pretty important part, and we're lucky to be able to do it. So we talk about, I guess, arousal levels and trying to respect other people's space, like trying not to get too hyped before a game, if it's hours and hours out, because it can be quite exhausting. And even little things like what you're eating, like bring your own snacks, try to make things feel as comfortable as possible. But it is a different experience, but we're pretty lucky, being able to play at Icon, like it's a short drive for a lot of us a lot of the time. So it's just about adjusting and doing what works for you and trying to respect other people if they do it a bit differently.
And GWS next week, does the game plan change? Because you had a pretty good game this week. Will it change?
I don't think so. I think the way we played yesterday, that's how we want to be playing as a football team. I think it'll just be adding layers, taking things a bit further. GWS, we always have really tough games with them. They're a really contested team. And I feel like it's always an arm wrestle. So I think maybe we just adjust our mindset a little bit around how tough it's going to be. But I think it'll be, stick to those processes and hope that it gets the outcome we need.
Best of luck for next week, Das, and thank you so much for joining us today. It's been great.
Thanks, Brihony. Thanks, Ash.
All right, as we head to the break, let's take a look at the AFLW Rising Star nominees for Round 7. Thanks to NAB, supporting footballers from NAB AFL Auskick to the big time. Welcome back to Women's Footy for NAB. Well, Chloe Shear has been absolutely incredible for Geelong. She's booted 6 goals already this season and kicked another stunning goal against the Dogs on Friday night. That's why she is our trade of the week, thanks to IMAR Insurance, the tradies, mate.
Trade of the week, but you could have actually thought this was goal of the week. It was that good. I love how close Chloe is to the ball, and all it would take was 45 metres out, one step on the boot, and a beautiful goal. So you could have thought it was goal of the week, but it is trade of the week. And I love that she is only 22, and we talk about the experience she brings to this team, but she's so young. She's come from a premiership winning side. Their culture's been great, so hopefully she brings that into these young girls. Yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. Well, that was the IMAR Insurance Trade of the Year nominee for Round 7. The Trade of the Year will win $2,500 thanks to IMAR. So get online and get a quote and some instant cover anywhere, anytime. Visit imar.com.au. You can also call them on the phone, 1800 284 627. All right, let's have a look at the goal of the week now for Underworks Serious About Sport. Now, this goal excites me. I'm excited.
I'm excited, says
I don't know if you're picking it or not, but we'll play the vision here. But the last 2 weeks, it's been team of the week with a goal rather than a player, because we've gone from the back 50 all the way to the front 50. We've got, Nick Stevens here with a strong mark, takes her time, looks around the ground. Where is the free mark? She looks up, sights a strong player in Darcy Vescio, who knows, doesn't matter if the player's in front, behind, she's got sticky hands. Darcy looks forward, no one in sight, puts it long. I don't know if she's going for the goal here or not, but we've got the bounce. Jess Good picks it up and a sneaky little goal at the end to finish it off.
Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful stuff there. All right, Underworks knows Aussies are serious about sport. That's why they're rewarding Jess Good's grassroots club with a new pair of Underworks sports socks for every player. How good are they? Fantastic. All right, let's take a look at the Sunday games after the break. Welcome back to women's footy. Thanks to NAB. It's time now to take a look at the games for the rest of this round. So first up, we're going to North Hobart Oval today, where North Melbourne are going to take on the Pies. Ash, do I need to ask you who you're going for here?
Well, of course, I'm going to go for my own team, Collingwood. We did get a good win last week on the road, and we're on the road again. So I did say last week that that's what we do when we're away, we win, and so I'm hoping it happens again.
Which matchup are you most excited to see today?
I'm most excited to see Jamie Lambert and Emma Carney. I just think they're two fiery midfielders who love to get their hands on the ball. So I feel like, I don't know if our team are going to target her or they're going to target Jamie, but it's going to be a big matchup, I reckon.
Excellent. All right, and thanks to Brighton Homes, Brisbane take on Melbourne on Monday too at Metricon Stadium. Who do you like? This is going to be a huge game, and I'm really looking forward to watching it.
This is going to be a massive game, and I reckon this will be the game of the round for sure. But I am going Brisbane. I know you don't agree with me, but listen here. I know I might have jinxed Adelaide last week saying Adelaide are going to win. No one can beat them at home, their home ground. I do believe that with Brisbane.
The Bulldogs can, yes.
I know, but Brisbane are good at home. They know how to win at home. It's a big oval. Their crowd is great. I've played them there before. It's very hard. So fingers crossed Brisbane get up just so I can get that win over you.
Yeah.
But why do you reckon Melbourne will get up?
Oh, I just think Melbourne's best footy is better than Brisbane's best footy. I'm going to, yeah.
That's it.
I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. If they get on, they will absolutely beat Brisbane, for sure.
You can tell that you are an employee of the Melbourne Football Club. I'm embarrassed.
I am. I am. Hello. Love you, Melbourne. Thank you very much. Okay. I want to have a quick chat as well, really quickly, about which teams you liked in this round. Who was your best standout performance?
I'm going to say Brisbane. I know we just talked about them. I reckon they're going to have the same effect next week. But the fact that they won 85-16 against Gold Coast. Gold Coast are a team you cannot underestimate, but they did it with class and style. What about you?
I think Richmond for me. And that is all we have got time for. Thanks for joining us on Women's Footy again this week. We'll catch you next time.